Good day, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of this Mafia vlog, and I hope you all had a great Saturday, Super Saturday. My Saturday was pretty good. I will go ahead and put the very first part of this day, and I'll just knock it out. So, the day started at midnight when we started our final game of Mafia at the Mafia party. Um, this game was interesting. In that weird things happened. Things didn't make sense. Mistakes were made. So we had apparently a bold choice with our moderator to have a lot of sleeper agents and framers in this game. No, never mind. Framers were in the last game. But we had a lot of sleeper agents in this game. We had some difficult to pin down roles, a few Yakuzas as well. The Yakuza's one that playing a non-role, though, as it turned out. They almost played a role, bad for me role. But, so this is what happened. I'm just going to walk you right into this game. We had a tracker in this game. We played the game with a tracker, something we don't do as often, basically. And what the tracker does is they investigate someone at night, and then the moderator tells them who that person visited. So if that person was a cop, and they visited the person they investigated. If that person is a mafia, like a godfather or a yakuza with no other role, they visit someone, that person's the one who gets killed by the mafia. If there's someone like a seducer, then the moderator points at two people. The person the mafia killed and the person the seducer seduced. Alright, with that in mind, we go into the game and we have a night cycle. We wake up, and unfortunately, sitting right next to me is Jesse, and he gets killed. Sucks. He reveals himself as Batman. This is going to be important. Because Batman kills someone every night if he wants to. But he doesn't have to every night, especially not the first night. So, Batman didn't kill anyone this first night. We have someone immediately come out way too fast and say that they're the tracker. If we can get the nurse to protect them, it's fine. But his story doesn't make sense. He has some holes in it. He says that he, as the tracker, investigated Jesse, Batman, and the moderator pointed to a player across the way. And what that means is, since that player didn't die, that player had to have been saved by the nurse, because Batman would have had to kill that person. So what that means is either this person is the nurse, or the person claiming to be the tracker is lying. We then have someone else come out and say that he's the tracker, and that he tracked this person across the way, and that he was told, the moderator pointed to that same person who he pointed at. What that usually would indicate is that that person's the nurse and saved themselves. They visited themselves and saved themselves. And so we're like, that makes more sense. There was a hole in this argument. He's got to be lying. So we lynch him. And he made a bold move, I'll give him that. But he was in fact a sleeper agent. A sleeper agent who did activate himself at the beginning of the game, it turned out. But I thought he's a sleeper agent. So the next round, this is where it gets really messed up and just throws me off my game so much that Mafia Meltdown is an appropriate title. My Mafia Mind Meltdown. Mind Mafia. Blah. Anyway, so the next day we've got a tracker to come out. So the tracker, if they come out, they might as well just tell us everything that they find out. So he tells us that they investigated this other person. And that person visited the same person again, except for the problem that that person who they investigated the previous night, who visited himself and then was visited by someone, was killed, which meant that person was visited by the Mafia. But because he was visited by the Mafia and killed, and he was the nurse because of the fact that he did something to himself, which only the nurse can do, which meant he had to be the nurse, that he should have saved himself. So we think maybe he saved the tracker instead and Mafia went after him. Maybe. Or that's what we think happens, basically. So we go ahead and lynch the person that the tracker points out. That person reveals himself as not a Mafia, not a Mafia that could disable the nurse, like a seducer, but just as a sleeper agent who in fact had not woken up yet. And he could have been lying, but I didn't think he would be. I think he's out of the game. He's a pretty honorable player, so he's not going to make a lie to impact the game if he's out of the game. So suddenly this doesn't make any sense. Because there's no way a sleeper agent who didn't wake up can visit anyone. If he investigated that person, he should have been told no. So now I'm suspicious of the tracker. But it doesn't make sense because the tracker was spot on for the first person. So I'm very confused. And so I'm trying to figure this process out. I'm talking, everyone's kind of listening, and I'm trying to understand what happened. And because it's basically either he's lying, the tracker's lying, and he's actually Mafia, which then brings into doubt why he pointed out the other person was lying, because he was in fact someone who woke up, so the Mafia would know Mafia and wouldn't have done that. And the fact that he identified the nurse as the nurse, and it would have been a lucky guess if that was the case based on how things played out. Or it's a mistake of the moderator. And so what it was ultimately proved to be a miscommunication, which I'll go ahead and explain now just to alleviate the confusion for all you guys. What had happened was the moderator thought they pointed at the person next to the person. So you have the person that they were trying to investigate. The moderator points next to them, but they think he's pointing at that person that they were trying to investigate. He thinks they're agreeing to the person he's pointing at, the moderator. And so the moderator answers for that person instead of the person that the trackers are tracking. Think that they're tracking. And so he's given the information that turns out to be the seducer that this person is. And so the seducer visited the nurse, seduced the nurse, and killed the nurse. And then the fact that the tracker was seduced that night, the tracker, still in my mind, I'm confused. I'm thinking he might be the tracker, it might not be the tracker. He was seduced, and the other person was killed, which means that because of that, that person has to be Mafia. It has to be the seducer. But we're not quite there yet. I got ahead of myself, sorry. So I'm still thinking, I got another guy across the room, he's trying to figure it out also. And then the guy sitting next to me is trying to figure it out. And someone else. There were 4 of us that seemed very, very confused by it. And we all are very confused by it. So what happens is everyone is really suspicious of me because I'm being the most vocal. I'm like, no, we have to focus on this. Other people want to accuse someone that I'm convinced is innocent based on things. And I'm like, she's innocent. Let's go back over here. And everyone's like, why do you want to do that so badly? You must be Mafia. And I'm like, I'm not Mafia. I just want to get this inconsistency straightened out. And so they go after me. But then they don't go after me. They use a gun. They shoot the person curious. Then they lynch the other person sitting right next to me who's also curious. And it turns out, Yakuza over there, Yakuza right here. And then we go to sleep. And I'm just like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was agreeing with the Mafia. The Mafia was agreeing with me. And they're going to think I'm Mafia. Frustrated. So I start talking, like saying things like, oh no, why is this happening? No. Tracker, please track me. If the tracker can track me, then they'll find out that I didn't do anything at night, so I'm innocent. Because that's something else the tracker can definitively do, is prove innocence. Because he's not limited by the cops who might be misinformed about the Godfather or the Miller. The tracker is told they didn't visit. And if the Godfather visits someone, they're told they did visit. So, changes things up a little bit. Basically, the tracker was seduced twice in a row. The tracker that came out. They had said there was a second tracker. But the tracker that came out was seduced 2 times in a row. Wasn't able to check me either time. And I'm thinking the town's going to take me out. Somehow I managed to talk them down twice. They pulled a double jeopardy on me, which means they voted to lynch me, didn't vote for me, and then I opened my mouth to try to figure this mess out again, and they got more suspicious of me, voted on me again, and again didn't lynch me. And I was just like, whew. So I threw the suspicion on someone else, who was the one of the main ones throwing suspicion on me, and I thought he was playing inconsistently. Someone else thought the same thing. We voted, we lynched him. He was town. Oh no, now they know I'm Mafia. Next night, the other tracker comes forward. The other tracker comes forward. It means it's not going to last very long. They're both going to die. Both trackers are going to die. But it's going to be a 1-2 punch. So it's going to take 2 nights to kill them. But she comes out and says, they investigated me. I didn't move. I didn't visit anyone, so I'm innocent. And then they investigated someone else. Turned out to be the seducer that I got ahead of myself on before. And she visited the tracker, who she seduced, and the person who was killed, which was a different person. And it's like, alright, yeah, she's the seducer. We took her out. She couldn't even defend herself. She's like, yeah, you guys got me. So we lynch her. And we move forward. One night, the next night, Tracker 1 is taken out. The night after that, Tracker 2 is taken out. But the gunsmith gets guns into each of their hands. One of them doesn't use it. The other one does use it. Then the Tracker gets a gun into the hands of someone else who was cleared by the Tracker right before they died. And eventually we get down to some suspicious activity going on one side of the room. And I'm tending to believe this one person who was confused with me about the mess that happened. So ultimately we take out 1, 2, 3 of the wrong people. We had like a 8-to-1 advantage over the one remaining Mafia. And we took out 1, 2, 3 wrong people. So we come down to one cleared person with a gun, one cleared person without a gun, the gunsmith, and Mafia. What's it going to be? We're going to go to sleep. Or no, 2 people. So the one person uses their gun, bad choice, kills a town. Then we go to sleep, and the gunsmith has to give it a gun. He's going to give it to one cleared person or the other cleared person, but he's got doubts. Maybe the other person was turned. Maybe I was turned. I think I've convinced him I'm not turned, but I'm not sure about him. And we're not sure about her, but I think she's innocent too. So I don't know what to say. So I tell the gunsmith, give me the gun, I'm probably going to die. So that way, no Mafia's going to get a gun. So he gives me the gun, Mafia kills me. Now we're down to a 3-way. 3 people. Our gunsmith has to decide, was this person turned again, or is this person the Mafia, who I've been believing this whole time? And makes the right choice. Takes out the Mafia, and town wins with the cleared person and the gunsmith. It's a great game. Crazy game. And I definitely had a meltdown, but it was awesome. Then I come home, go to sleep right away, so I didn't film my vlog clip. I wake up, sleep in, because I was out till like 2 a.m. We finished that last game at 2 a.m. or a little before 2 a.m. Left at 2 a.m. Came home. I was in bed by 3, before 3 really, I think, or at 3, around there. But didn't film a vlog clip, which is why I had to film it. Now you're about to find out, because my Saturday involved my friend Jonathan coming over. We hung out. We played a couple games of Smash Brothers. We tried out a few of our new board games that we got for Christmas. Had a lot of fun. Star Wars, Pictopia was a little easy. Exploding Kittens was not our favorite. And then we played some like caption apples to apples, kind of, basically. And Josh wound up winning that. Josh had a really lucky streak and won most of the games we played. Yeah. Then we went out with him afterwards, Tijuana Flats. And then came home, he left, and we came home, and we spent the evening figuring out our plans for tomorrow. And you'll find out about tomorrow's vlog, Sunday, tomorrow, basically. So I don't know if I'll get a vlog up in the morning or at night or on Monday morning. We'll see. Might just give a quick recap of the day and actually get a vlog out there. I'm going to use a real camera, and which means I got to figure out how to make it work with my computer and all that stuff. So, but I'm going to try to film as much as I can and put a nice video together on top of this little snippet. But this is going on for far too long. This video is longer than the last one. And I just talked about the one game. But that's because I knew I had to stop in the last video. So I hope you enjoyed my vlog, my two-part vlog about last night's Mafia and my meltdown. And yeah, I'm gonna head and say goodnight here, everyone. I gotta get up early for my surprise interesting day. So I'll see you tomorrow.